Hello and welcome to this rather juicy game which you may or may not have heard of, and it is a rather special occasion. You see, this rather special game, has received a rather large update which changes everything. How this game could have gotten any better, I don't quite know. If you've never heard of it before, then where have you been? This game is called Line War. As you can see, it's already a little bit different than your regular RTS. But, is it good? Oh, it is. Controlling your troops is not done by selecting them. You can't actually select individual units. You command them. These units here have been commanded to leave the factory and proceed down here into this mountain range. Hopefully bombard them to death. We're pushing up with artillery and infantry and SAMs currently to try and gain a foothold over here and contain the enemy from expanding further. So far we're doing okay. Oh dear, money might be going down. This area is looking quite good with the sandbags and the entrenchment in place. Some artillery in there would be nice. That would be wonderful, but the air support is currently there, flying around doing its thing. All of which is supported by the oil refineries which we have acquired on the map and storage. And all that is funded by the cities and the industries which we currently control. This is the current map, oil, industries, territory, all that good stuff, all the things you need to know, as that counts for everything. There are many ways to win this game. Your choices are unlimited. You can do what you want. Everything will either lose or win depending on your choices and what the enemy has. But all of that has been expanded massively with the brand new technologies update. To list a few, we have the Turbo Strut. This increases your construction time significantly, and if you decide to demolish a building instead of it self-destructing, you actually get resources back. You can see why that could be very preferable. One more for the stealthier player. You can camouflage all of your buildings, power plants and depots and everything else. Line of sight in this game is a key factor. Stealth as well, which we are going to showcase soon. We have the commandos ready and we are going to sneak out some juicy commando runs using the submarine. Yes, something you couldn't do before. If stealth isn't your thing, then we can have the durability protocol. Many buildings repair faster and get a large amount of armor stuck onto them. If you need money and you can utilize the industries on your land, you can really ramp it up with your raw yield optimizer. Essentially more cash from your industries. If you have lots of ports and trade routes, currently no trade routes on this one, so it's going to be difficult to show this one. However, that is going to be extremely useful if you have control of the trade route, that is. Going on to more of the troop bonuses, we have the Pioneer Corps. Bonuses for the infantry and the commandos. They have a 50% less movement penalty in difficult terrain. That could be the mountains, the forest, and so on. Having that speed boost is going to be enormous. Then we have the infantry fighting vehicle. Tanks can be ordered now to carry infantry and special forces. Now that is going to be good. Speed is of the essence in many cases. If we can stick a man on the back of one of them and shufty them down, that is going to be good. Another huge one which we can exploit in this, airborne doctrine, power dropping infantry, artillery and SAMs. Previously it was only the special forces, now we can have the regular airborne and some artillery and SAMs dropped. That I'm going to exploit. The silent hold. This is where we can stick soldiers in a submarine and shifty them off in a nice stealth location. We'll be doing that one shortly. And we have cruise missiles on our cruisers. These bad boys are going to get some long-range pains of death stuck on them. So let's see how I can use these technologies to push the enemy out of here and go for a win. So, looking at the map, I control this entire right-hand side here. The enemy's has a lot of constructions in here, Air Force, they've got some Navy floating around, all of that good stuff, which isn't very good for me. Now, I have a dominating Air Force in the region, which I am going to utilise. However, I do have to be careful. The enemy, as you can see, have cruisers of their own, gunships, and all of that good stuff. We're going to use our aircraft carriers, that's right, aircraft carriers, to destroy the enemy assets in the area. And they also have SAM sites set up and everything. This is going to be a little bit of a mess. We're going to set up some kind of defense on this side, which would be assisted if we had certain technologies which we're going to have to go and get. First thing we are going to do is improve upon the submarines, which we've already done. We can now stick a man inside of these things and ship them off to wherever we want in complete stealth. And if that doesn't do the enemy in sideways, I don't know what will. Got a cunning plan of building a secret base under the enemy's nose. To do this, we are going to have to implement all of our technologies that we have. The submarines with the cargo hold, the infantry, which is going to be upgraded. They're going to get a nice little orange backpack. They are going to be able to do some pioneer calls in there, which means they are going to be speedy through the mountains and fast at digging entrenchments and such. Then we're also going to be able to airdrop some of the artillery and the SAMs on the enemy as well to fortify the positions that we're going to secretly place these in. All of our infrastructure and buildings we're going to camouflage into the background, because then the enemy will have a hard time at finding it. And then we're going to launch some Tomahawk missiles from our cruisers, which we're going to start launching around here potentially, and smashing the enemy to pieces. That sounds like a jolly good plan. So, plan in action. We are now going to be loading up our special forces into these submarines, which the enemy are going to have a really hard time at detecting. They're going to be moving around on these command orders. We're going to deploy our units here at this oil there, which we can occupy, and on this large island, one in the forest, some by the port, and some by this forest here. The enemy aren't going to know what's happening. Even these infantries now have been upgraded. As you can see, they've got a little backpack on, which means building fortifications is going to be incredibly easy now. The disguise is going to help protect our sub-pens that we have in the mountains over here. The enemy are lurking in the area, but they will not have an eye of sight of these, as it's all now camouflaged. We're going to start building some special forces in this area as well, which we're hopefully going to sneak past all enemy forces and deploy in these mountains, gain a foothold here, and really give them something to think about. Hopefully within striking range of their oil depots down there. That would be absolutely fantastic. We've got the fleet down here, which is proving a little bit of a nuisance to the enemy. Isn't that wonderful? All of this is screaming for a rocket as well, so I'm going to have to build some ballistic missiles, because yes, that is what you can do in this game. The naval invasion is happening. We've just discovered an enemy Air Force base. I'm glad we discovered that. The enemy have just discovered that we are here. The special forces are going in, and they're going to take out all of those interceptors. That is going to be of vital importance in just a moment, as you will see. We're going to be using another technology. The transport planes have been upgraded to support the use of transporting these AA batteries and artillery pieces, and they're all now going that way. There you go, the interceptors have been removed. And here come some AA, because no doubt the enemy is going to be crying over this. And we're going to need some air support immediately. They're going to be coming. I'm hoping we can use another technology in a moment. Yes, they are upgraded to the Pioneers. They are going to be building them sandbags at an incredible rate. They also move incredibly quickly through the forests and mountains and are also camouflaged. Look how quickly they get their camouflage and fortification set up. That was rapid. I think the Air Force here is going to be having a field day of goodness, because they're all floating around there doing jolly things. Close air support is needed. They're all going to land on the carrier probably and then make their jolly way over. Ah, yes, that's going to be rather exciting. Look at all the aircraft we have now. There is a technology where we can actually see huge amounts. What are you doing? Just keep going. See huge amounts further with the submarines. Oh, they're just hitting the land. They're being lemons. I do apologise, viewers. But unfortunately, you can only have 5 technologies in a game. If you place this building next to a city, that is. Let's see if we can get these Tomahawk missiles integrated. They all have them on. There you go, those yellow stacks on the ship with the rather large cannon. We can position them along here and see if we can destroy their cities and airports. Ooh, that would be good. And already they are firing. They're going to get organised so they're a bit less clustery. But, yes, the city is being bombarded. That is good news. That is huge money maker for the enemy. And with that gone in just a moment, that's going to be excellent. Now, the main purpose and rather exciting news with the cruise missile is the range. They have a large range, which normally would mean many of these targets will remain out of reach. That is no good, but look at this. We can bombard the entire enemy. They're in cannon range, these units here, but none of this is. However, the Tomahawks can shoot and destroy. They're now launching many at the airfield. That is fantastic news. The next phase is now going to begin. We are going to produce artillery, SAMs and tanks, and as well as more special forces, all on this island which we have just conquered, and go for a naval invasion down here along the mountains, forest, use that terrain to our advantage, and strike their refineries right there. That alone should drastically reduce the enemy's ability to fight. These tanks will not be available to them without fuel. Their navy, what's left of it, will be destroyed, and their air force is going to be struggling. All the transport planes that we have stationed here, we're going to be relocating them all to the airstrips that we have in this area now. And then we're going to do the same thing, but over here. We also have the stealth submarines with cargo spaces in, all floating around here, which we're going to launch our grand stealth fighter people over and start that off. The cruise missile ships have destroyed many of the enemy's infrastructure. They're going to be struggling. The stealth attack on this location has dwindled, but it has reduced the enemy's ability to refine oil. We still have units in the area, but nowhere near as many. I might send them reinforcements. Before this invasion actually kicks off, if you are interested in this really good, juicy gem of a game, this is probably going to be the last day that you can get it off for a whopping 60%. That's right, you've got to be quick. If you've seen this now, get on Steam page, type in Line War, and see if you can grab it really quickly for the final day. I think it's the first for the winter sale. If not, then still worth it. Still worth it. But get on there, have a quick look-see. After the Steam sale, I do think the price is going to go up a little bit, so that does mean with the current sale that it's going to be on right now, you're going to be saving a good 60%. Absolutely worth it. This game features good multiplayer. Oh, it's intense. I've had some heart-pounding moments on this game, I'll tell you. Currently, I am just facing the AI, as I have a bit more control, and I can show you a little bit more of the technologies which have just been implemented into the game. If single player or just a casual murder of people is more of your thing, then you are covered. You can have up to 4 currently AIs, 1 on your team if you like. Make them harder, make them easier, whatever you wish. All is up for grabs. Or if you prefer the intense PvP, you're in for a treat. Many people play, the Discord is often rather busy, it's never quiet in there. I've been following and playing this game for a good amount of time, and believe me, it's fantastic. Just in case you're wondering, this is a 1 or 2 man development team. Basantos and Infenza, they call themselves on Discord. Very active on their own Discord if you wish. They also play the game. You'll more than likely be able to face a game with them. I've been in there and done it. It's good fun actually. See if you can beat them. That is a jolly good quest to go on. One thing you do need to manage, which technologies will help, is your economy, and mine is about to go into the minus. Another technology which would help, apart from the ones which assist with your income from industries and your ports and so on, is the reconstructor one. Oh, sorry, the turbo struct, should I say. That one. All of these buildings down here, all of these airports are costing me a fortune, and I don't need them all now. The only option I have is to go for a self-destruct. You might be thinking, no! Don't do it! Well, unfortunately, I have to. Normally, I would have recovered vast amounts of sums from doing this, but on this occasion, I will not. So the explosives are being set, and kaboom they go. But the invasion has begun. The enemy do not appear to have AA in this region. We are currently deploying AA in strategic locations there, and soon it's going to be artillery, and oh my god, look at them all. Oh, that is not looking good. A nice juicy boom boom is needed for this plot of land. Let's go and shebang the entire thing. Ballistic cruise missile is on the way. Now, you can have a bundle of fun with these things. They really do make a bit of a mess. Many people die, and oh, here we go. They've not stopped it. Ooh! Ooh! And the guns fall silent all of a sudden. With these technologies, we have improved the camouflage on all of our units and buildings. We have improved the infantry and so on, so that they can build fortifications at an impressive rate. We have fortified our cruisers with cruise missiles, destroying much of their infrastructure along the coast. We've utilised the new submarines, which are able to transport units, artillery and stealth units as well, which I wasn't quite aware of, but yes, there we go. Probably tanks if I told them to, maybe. It's going to let me do it. Well, there we go. This is now going to get shafted. The tanks, if I'd have researched it, would have been able to carry some of these units in. We've made the infantry go across the mountains and the forest much quicker, causing absolute chaos to the enemy. Our transport planes are delivering artillery and AA to the area by airdrop, which is a completely new thing. I love it. Our ballistic missile has destroyed a large concentrated force of enemy units. We're now moving in with tanks, special forces and artillery with some AA to boot, with cruisers along the coast. In they go. Would you look at that? Yes. Off they pop. And they're done. They are done. Excellent. What a game. There we go. They finally recognised that they are shafted. And that is that. And that is a brief summary of the brand new technologies in the new update that they have done for Line War. Before you go, this is what's coming. Railways and artillery guns of extreme proportions. That gets me lavishly wet. If that doesn't excite you, I don't know what will. Ah, Stay tuned for more. I'm glad you liked that one. There's more of that on your screen right now. Make sure that you tickle that before you disappear and hit the like button. That makes me rather excited, and if you hit the subscribe button, I'll be even more excited. Don't forget about the links in the description. There's plenty of good things in there, from a Discord link to instant gaming links and all of that shabazz. I'll see you in the next one. Ta-ra for now.